G'day, I'm Blake. Welcome to Monster of the Week via Gauntlet's role-playing group, online gaming. So this is the second of three set of Monster of the Week, powered by the Apocalypse game, set in Manchester, United Kingdom. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Okay, does anyone want to reintroduce their characters?
Sure, yeah. I'll go first. Hello. I'm Daryl. My pronouns are he, him. And today I will be playing Monaco Jones, whose pronouns are she, her. Monaco is the mundane. Her look is of an Iranian English woman with an alluring face and fashionable clothes. She's trying to be an Instagram celebrity, and this whole monster hunting thing she's been thrown into has definitely been cramping her style. She has charm of 2, so she's very charming and alluring. She has a tough of 1 and a weird of 1. So she's the sports girl, and she's got a little bit of strangeness in her because she's recently discovered she's telekinetic. She's mostly just doing this because her cousin is involved in this, and weirdly enough, it's given them the opportunity to reconnect, even though her cousin's kind of the black sheep of the family. So they have this whole bling ring thing going on where they've been stealing artifacts from the monsters and things that they've slayed. So hey, it's extra spending money.
I can go next as said cousin. My name is Joel, he, him pronouns. I'm playing Ava York, she, her pronouns. Her look is sharp-featured woman with dark hair, sultry eyes. And she's got kind of tattoos, darker clothes. She is the Crooked, and her criminal background is that of a fixer, so she can fence things, buy things, sell things. So she definitely likes the artifacts that we're looting and making a profit on. She has a crew of people to kind of help her do that. And her stats are charm 2, cool 1, sharp 1, tough 0, weird -1. So she's very charming, very kind of sharp eyes, thinks about stuff, but she's not much of a fighter and as mundane as can be. She doesn't have any magical moves. She just has her kind of instincts and trust in her gut. And that is the Ava York that I'll be playing.
Which one of you had the cricket bat?
Yep.
All right.
Hey there, I'm Stephen he, him, and I am playing Daniel Theodorus Septimus, the Viscount of Mandeville, but you can just call me Danny. And I think that Ava is just a person that has a lot of friends that hang out and do stuff for her.
Yeah.
I am a member of the... where did I write that down?
Was it Order of St. George or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, the Order of St. George, a sect of monster hunters. I am the initiate, and that's their thing. I'm probably not entirely well cut out for this sort of thing, as I do tend to just cut up the uniforms they give me to fit my look, and they keep getting angry at me about it, but then maybe stop giving me a new uniform every time I cut up the old one. But they still keep giving me them.
Okay. Alrighty, so bookkeeping stuff. Danny's got an advancement because he got off enough experience points last time. Ding!
Yeah, I increased my cool by 1.
Oh, okay. So you've been panic thinking about how things went, and you didn't panic, and you've sort of a bit more confidence in your own abilities.
Yeah, and out of character, I forgot that cool is what you use to help people, and I have a move that makes me better at it.
No worries. I think that's it for bookkeeping. Yeah, and I shared the basic move sheet in the chat. in case people will need to move that. Okay, I haven't heard from the fourth player, so I guess we'll start rolling. But if they jump in the next 10 minutes, I might have to hit pause and do some quick history questions to tie them in a bit. But that doesn't take long anyway. It's the beauty of this game. Okay, so we'll say it's been a couple of weeks since you fought the evil wizard and inherited his warehouse. It's a sentence I don't get to say often. Beginning of session moves. Danny.
It was self-defense during a house robbery. It's legit. Don't worry.
Do you think you're still in good standing with your sect, or?
I mean, I got them the book. Like, I did the mission for them.
All right. And it's been a couple of weeks, so they've had time to chill out and watch Netflix or whatever anyway. Okay, so that one. Initiate. Roll with charm, please, Denny.
Now, technically, it's at the beginning of each mystery, so if you want to introduce it first, I can just roll it now.
I'll just roll it now.
Now, where is the die roller listed?
Yeah. Okay.
And that is a 10. So
Nice
they
work.
provide some useful info or help in the field.
Your sect informs you there's a variety of supernatural creatures or mundanes involved in the supernatural looking for people in the city. So just cover your ass and look out for your friends.
Okay, be careful. I wasn't doing that before.
And get those bloody bees out of here.
Their names are Norbert, Drake, Penny, Wallace, Sean, Shauna, and I kind of go on listing them for a while until they walk away.
I thought you were going into Jersey Shore names for a second. Oh no. The bees have gone for a cup of coffee. Oh dear. Okay, so we've done that. Now it was Ava that had the nightclub?
Yes. Yep. She runs a nightclub for the local gang.
So you're chatting with your crew member David, and he's talking about, really ugly rats been hanging around his place. It's like, where the hell did these big ugly rats come from? And then he sort of twists his head, and in a different voice, he says, "Justice is coming for you and your filthy little friends." And then he sort of shakes his head and says, "So yeah, these rats, the big hands, it's just freaky. And who the hell invited them, It's like they're trying to get in my garbage cans."
And as she's like talking to him, she'll kind of pull the drink that he had in front of him like slowly away from him. It's like, let's switch you to some water. How are you feeling? Like, you kind of spaced off a little bit there?
Hey, I was just telling you about the rats. Yeah,
Sure you were.
Oh.
Well, in our line of work, you kind of have to specify, are these actual rats or are these air quote rats?
I didn't get a good look because it was smelly, but they're definitely big.
Gotcha. And she'll kind of like start to take a drink out of his glass, realize what it is, put it down, grab her actual one.
Yeah, he's probably a Scotch on the rocks guy.
Mm-hmm.
What is Ava's drink of choice, you think?
She probably has. This is like later afternoon, so like a whiskey neat that she doesn't keep behind the bar. It's one she keeps like in her office. It's the good stuff. Kind of for like when she wants to treat herself.
Yeah, why not? Okay.
Where was it that you saw those rats though?
Oh, well, around his place, so it's like 3 streets from here.
Okay.
I mean, you know, there's rats in every city, but yeah, he's just saying there's some really big ones. But, you know, it's fair to say he's got a bit of a drinking problem. Maybe he was, you know, a bit half cut.
Yeah, typical David stuff.
Hmm.
And she'll kind of ask, like, you know, if anything else weird happened while he saw the rats, kind of try and figure out, like, why the hell he just started talking in a different voice. Like, have you been anywhere different recently?
Yeah, I've been seeing this girl on the northwest side of town. She's a bit kinky, but I think things are working all right, you know.
Well, good for you.
Might bring her in here sometime if that's all right.
Yeah, bring her in. Free drinks on the house if you do.
Oh.
For her, not for you. You have to pay.
Damn it. He looks disappointed but not really surprised. All right. And also, yeah, he can drink like a fish, so that's probably just as well.
Oh, yeah. I have my inventory to think of.
Okay. Before I do the next one, I just make sure nobody's trying to contact me or anything. Nope. No, that's all quiet. Okay. Danny and Monaco. Which one of you is going to visit the other one?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's Monaco going to join or going to visit Danny, just because we established last time that she has this like unrequited crush on him. Only specifically because he's got a title, but you know, what else?
That's fair.
Okay. Danny, so you're at the warehouse or your home or?
Yeah, I'm at my home.
What's your home like? Give the viewers a. What are we looking at as Monaco's approaching? You think? Is it like 3-story, 1-story but spread out? Flowers and ivy everywhere. What?
I feel like it's a 2-story apartment. Like it's something my family is clearly pays for. Like when at this point there are kind of bees everywhere.
Bees are good. Okay. So, it's an overcast day. Was a bit of rain earlier. As Monaco's approaching the flat, there's sort of a large blob kind of goes down the wall and slides across the street towards Danny's place. By large, I mean it's about 12 foot across. It's semi-transparent with shimmering colours. And I said it's like 12 foot or 4 meters across. You can't miss it. And it's kind of oozing towards Danny's place. What are you doing?
I think there's like a swear under her breath, and it's just like, I just wanted to have like a chill day. And she pulls out the cricket bat, which you know is everywhere. And basically, you know, runs at this thing and attempts to give it a crack with the cricket bat because obviously not normal. Slay.
All right. Are you going to try and assess the situation first, or are you just going to charge in and thwack it?
This. Let's see here.
Yeah, you can kick some ass, or you can read a bad situation, basically, which sort of way.
Well, one of my moves is what could go wrong when you charge into immediate danger without hedging your bets. Hold 2. So I'm doing that first of all. So I've got those 2 that I'm going to use to do other things, and then I think that I'm going to just try to kick some ass. Like,
okay, roll plus tough.
Not the sharpest tool in the shed, so.
Whoa.
I think I accidentally rolled 22 dice.
Just look back in his green D6 everywhere.
I got a 74. No, I'm just kidding. I will do that again, and then I will clean up the field, I promise.
No worries.
That was an 8 with my tough. And then I think that I'm going to spend one of my holds to inflict +1 harm on top of the 2 harm that my cricket bat has. So 3 harm.
Okay. So you do 2 harm to it with your cricket bat. A pseudopod, tendril, whatever you want to call it, sort of comes out from this thing and sort of thwacks you backwards. Well,
Wait, what exactly were you planning on today that you were just carrying this cricket bat with you?
It is an accessory. It goes with my outfit.
Okay.
This thing, so this thing sort of comes out with a pseudopod or tendril and smacks you backwards. So you take 2 points of damage minus armor. But more alarmingly, you kind of float off towards the corner of an adjacent building.
Like through the air, like am I in a bubble?
It's more like you're on the moon. There's just low gravity around you.
Great. I think at that point I pull out my cell phone and like FaceTime Danny, and I'm just like pick up.
Oh, hi, Monaco.
Yeah, I don't care.
So are you outside my building?
Yeah, airborne. Second story. I can see in your windows. You should put some pants on.
Oh, hi.
Also, please get me down.
Oh, right. I know that you have something. I didn't know if this was like a thing you did or like an unrelated thing.
Yeah, you can see this shimmering thing coming towards your flat.
I'm like, yeah, there's something coming your way. It's big and blob-like, and it's the reason I am defying gravity.
Okay.
It probably occurs to you to take a selfie at that point.
Oh yeah, like hair blowing in the wind, like Instagram live video. It's like when you're just vibing.
Dear.
It gets 12 likes in the first second.
Danny, what are you going to do?
Then probably just some haters are like photoshopped.
Are you trying to assess the situation, or are you just going to
get
dressed or run outside?
I'm going to whip out some magic and see if I can't help out with this whole floating in a bubble thing.
Gently, please.
If I roll well enough, it will be gently.
All right. Roll plus weird.
Yeah,
what are you trying to do? Are you trying to communicate? Are you trying to banish it? Are you trying to zap it into oblivion? What?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to banish it and get Monaco out of there, and I'm gonna like activate some of the runes that I have tattooed onto my arms and see if I can't channel this energy against it. And let's see
Okay.
what actually happens here. That is an 8 with my weird of 2. That's a 10.
With a 10, okay, so it works. Choose your effect. Saying you're trying to banish it.
Yep.
Okay, so what's it look like when you banish it? Is there lightning everywhere? Is there bees attacking it? What's it?
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I think some bees like just start flying out of my apartment and like swarm this bubble. And like you're out of the bubble now, Monaco, but you are like covered in bees, but I think that they're like they're well trained enough that they're able to like set you down gently.
I take another selfie with the bees on it. I don't feel
You'll
just
probably
yet.
be getting like some bees out of your clothes for the next week or two though. They are a bit like glitter.
Okay. So as this thing disappears, Danny would feel watched. Like just for a second, someone was watching him or staring at him.
Monica, I wasn't in your selfie, was I? Because I do feel kind of watched and stared at right now.
Ew, no.
Okay.
Then I'd have to like tag you, and then people would ask questions. It'd be a whole thing.
That's fair.
Okay.
And then so I think that like at that point, like I walk over and I'm like brushing bees off me, and I'm just like, so what was with the blob? That's like your family's whole thing.
You
right?
didn't bring it?
I don't think that you can pick that up at the department store.
Okay. I don't know. Apparently mundane folks are being hunted right now. That's at least what my family says, but like mundane folks being hunted is kind of the thing we're our job it is to deal with. So I do feel like that's a little bit just pointing out the obvious, but
Well, anyway, I just like came to watch Netflix or something, but I guess now we have to go investigate a mystery.
oh. Yeah, I'm pretty certain the bees are like doing a Real Housewives marathon right now anyway.
She's like, she like names like, oh my god, I love this housewife. How do you feel about it? And then like realizes that like this is not the time and the place. It's like, okay, chill.
I think the bees are like, she is not the queen. You are the queen. Do you want us to get some honey?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. The bees get like that around strangers.
I don't think I can hear the bees.
No, it's
They
only
just buzz
him.
to me.
Yeah, I still say that.
I'm like, what?
No, that's okay. That's okay. Like she's not here to take our honey. We're just gonna go off and do a thing right now.
I'm on
They
a
go-
low-sugar diet.
All right. Is Ava doing anything sort of in a spare time or daily routine?
She's probably like stocking shelves at the bar, cleaning up kind of during the downtime, liking her cousin's Instagram posts to be like supportive of her and stuff. And like
One of them looks like she's floating in midair, which is weird, but
yeah, she's just like, that's a neat effect in all caps.
Yeah, and then that same person that posts Photoshop is like, "Bees for the bee lister, ha ha."
Mm-hmm. And she sends like an angry DM to that person, like, I know people who can find you. Like, don't you say shit. Like, not realizing how to use the internet and stuff. She's just like,
Yep.
I got people who'll break your legs. And then on the
What the
picture,
fuck,
like,
dude? It's a joke. Learn to take a joke. Ha ha, lol.
and then on the picture, she's like, you're doing great, sweetie. And then goes back to like stalking the bar and stuff.
For a brief second, I forgot how much social media was in this. Right.
Eventually, this is all the game's gonna be.
It's all good. Certainly liven up my Twitter feed. Alrighty. What? No, there would have been some residual ooze, slime, whatever you want to call it, stuff of this thing squidging down the wall in the alley. Are you going to have a look, or you're not really interested, or this would be?
Yeah, I guess
Danny and
to be
Monica.
fair, Danny would probably be taking a look.
Well, at this point, it would be investigate a mystery. So roll with sharp, or unless you've got some sort of move that changes it.
No, I don't think I do. Yeah, I'll give this a roll. Collecting some in a jar, and in one of the empty honey jars that now scatter my apartment now. Let's see. That is an 8, and I think that brings me up to a 9, unless Monaco wants to help.
Monaco's got a 0 in pool, but sure, let's just see how it'll go. When you help out another hunter, roll this pool. Only 2 dice this time. Yeah, that's a 4. I did not help.
I don't know, maybe some guys on bikes hoon down the street and you have to get out of the way and Monaco bumps you, the jar goes and smashes on the floor, you have to go and get another jar. But you do eventually get a jar of this squidgy stuff. So you can, so you still got your whole 1. What question do you want to ask?
What sort of creature is this?
Not from this reality. It doesn't react normally to light and sound and heat and stuff. Which isn't a huge shock to you that they exist because you've done some wizard training stuff. But, yes.
Oh, yeah, extra dimensional entity.
Yes.
No, that's what I say out loud to Monaco.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Oh, well, you see, sometimes when the barriers between different dimensional phase shifts kind of weaken, entities of an unknown paranautical nature will seep through. It's basic knowledge. I'm sure I don't need to go into anything more.
And she just like stares at you and she's like, so there was a gap in between things and something creeped in, slid into our DMs.
Yes, it slid into our DMs. Yeah, it's a good way of phrasing it.
Earth should get better privacy settings.
That's disturbing. Oh, dear.
Could be loose slid into your DMs.
That's worrying.
Yeah, and I think at that point, like, I'd probably like text Ava and just be like, hey, so a blob thing just attacked us, and Danny's going on and on about like some like physics thing that like honestly I could just read a Spark Notes about, but you know.
Yeah, Ava probably takes a second and is like, like you were mugged by a fat guy? Question mark. Need help? And then like figures out what you're talking about, and she's like, ah, shit, weird stuff. I'll be on my way. Where are you guys
Cool.
at?
And she like just sends her location like through the phone, and then just like, you know, also sends like, you know, like see you soon, kiss emoji.
And just responds back with like, okay. And we'll head on over.
No worries. By the time Ava gets there, it's like 20 minutes or whatever. It's like the beads have been sort of strangely quiet, and it looks like they're taking parts off your Vespa and they're disassembling it. They're being snooty.
And like I see this, and I like go over, and I'm like trying to wave them away without touching them, and I'm just like, Danny, your pet things. They're how are they doing that?
Are you building a statue of me again?
And like I just sit there and I'm like, they don't have thumbs.
Yeah, but I mean, like, when enough of them get together, I mean...
Okay, but also that's how we get around sometimes. Can you tell them to build it back to what it was? Also, maybe, you know, fix the carburetor. They seem really knowledgeable about mechanics. I don't understand it.
Hey guys, I do actually need this. Do you mind putting the parts back where you found them?
The carburetor.
And the carburetor?
All right, roll plus weird. We'll see how they go.
The decision to have these bees live in my house was the best I could have ever made.
It just reminds me of like supernatural episodes where they're kind of more like sitcoms than they are like monster episodes.
Yeah, that's a 10.
Oh, cool. All right, so they do indeed fix the carburetor in that. My favorite supernatural one was called Mystery Spot, where Dean keeps dying over and over again. I laughed so hard. It's just righty.
The thing that I heard in my voice was like, Sammy, what are all these bees doing here?
Righty. Okay, so Ava's there. Well, all three of you are there at this point. We'll say it's 4 in the afternoon.
Okay.
So a little out of character, just real quick. We've established that there was some sort of alien blob that tried to attack Danny, and that they're rat things, like a suspicious kind of rat thing that doesn't seem like a normal rat thing.
Yeah, but they haven't hugely looked into that. And also, it's like Ava's friend David was either possessed or on drugs or something. Something's going on with him.
Yeah, and promise that, was it justice will come to me and my friends?
Yes.
You know, normal stuff. Yeah, Ava will kind of pull on me. Go, this is...
Yeah, but I mean, you've dealt with the cops before.
Exactly, yeah. Someone flipped him.
You know, justice will come for you is what they say when they don't have any evidence.
Mm-hmm. Nothing sticks.
Does Ava mention that stuff to them or not? Or
yeah, I think she'd probably, like, she starts out kind of looking around. It's like, oh, this is a nice part of town. Like, who lives here? And kind of gives Monaco kind of a look of like, we'll talk about this later while you're at a boy's place.
I'm 22.
And she's like, so the text said something about a fat guy attacked you, a weird fat guy.
No, like an actual like blob, you know, like ooze, like, you know, like jelly. Like, you know, if you got like 7,000 jars of jelly and then like put it all together, but like a snowman.
And Ava just kind of like side eyes Danny, like, what the fuck is she talking about? So you were attacked by jelly.
Yeah, pretty much. Except it like floated, and then it made me float.
Just
I promise
just
this
the
isn't a
usual
drug
kind of paranautical extra-dimensional entity.
He's been
And you did
talking
take 2
about
points of harm, so you would have bruises or something. It hurt.
There would make evidence of it. And she's like, God. And I thought David was weird with his giant rats. Oh, yeah. By the way, we might have a rat problem. It could just be rats. It could be paranautical rat things or whatever it is you said.
Those are usually the two possibilities.
Oh, are they? Okay. I was not aware.
Now that you think about what David said, when he said that thing that was different, it sounded like the wizard that you fought, his Danny's uncle. It sounded like his voice.
Oh. Yeah, kind of as she realizes that, she'll kind of say, like, so while I was also talking to David, he looked at me, like his voice changed. He said, you and your friends are going to get the justice they deserve, which if I haven't
This
heard
is the
that from a
problem of
detective
dealing with
every time-
necromancers. They always want a rematch.
So you're saying David wasn't just coming down from a bender? Like it actually could have been a thing?
I mean, it was probably 25% the benders, 75% the a spirit of a necromancer.
Oh, cool. We have necromancer spirits now. Okay, yeah. So we've got your nautical jelly jars that can attack people. We have spirits possessing stoned people. And we've got potentially roided up rats. Is there anything else weird going on today?
Roided up rats.
Yeah, she's just kind of like, what is my life now? Okay, well, I know where David lives, so we could always check out the, rat problem there. Otherwise, is there anything we can get from your jelly problems?
You could try and use it to trace where it was summoned from, but you'll need to go back to like your study or your lab and get all your gear and stuff. But yeah, you just need to scoop a bit up and take it back to your thing if you want to try that. Or alternatively, you could go somewhere public as if you're baiting them to attack you again. Or leave the city and say, screw this.
Scoop a bit of what up?
The goop in the alley and do like a tracing
Well,
ritual.
we do have the jar now.
I feel like let's split up, gang. Yeah, I feel like Monaco is probably not like the let's wait and study this thing kind of girl.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she probably is like, okay, well, I'm gonna go with Ava and I guess smash some rats or whatever. And yeah, you're gonna do the study thing, right? Or do you want to come smash rats? I don't know. It's
No,
chill,
I can study. I can study this goo. And you have a bee in your hair, and I kind of reach over and pull it out gently.
Moral plus hot. Oh wait, wrong game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that despite the fact that we're not playing Monster Hearts, she gets really red in the face, and then it's just God, it's a good thing I'm not allergic to bees. And just grabs Ava by the sweater or something and drags her out.
Okay. So you're on your way to Ava's car, I guess.
Yeah.
What sort of cars Ava got?
She's probably saving up for something like a muscle car type thing, something more intimidating. So in the meantime, she just has like a crappy, like rundown Ford Focus. Like it's enough to
Okay.
get.
I mean, you
to
can
point A
upgrade a
and B.
bit if you want, because I think Monica's family had used cars and stuff.
Yeah, it's probably like it's a heavily used car, but the engine and stuff works fine. It just
Pretty solid. Yep.
yeah, it looks like crap.
All right.
She's
As you're
almost
headed
got the
towards
money.
that car, a pigeon comes down and lands on Monaco. It's got a little message around its leg.
Like, and at that point, like Monaco's just like turns like stock still and like looks at Ava. It's like, get it off me, get it off me.
Okay, stay still, stay still. I'm grabbing it, and she'll like grab the pigeon and take the message, and then just like, what do we do with this thing? Do we just
Get rid of it. It's like a rat with wings. Oh. And she's like wearing her like the tracksuit she was wearing.
she just kind of tries to like throw him at the bush, and it probably like, flies away at that point.
The message says, "You will die soon. Oh yes, indeed soon. Ha 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 ha. Very soon."
See,
Ha, ha,
my
ha.
uncle is such a dick.
And I'm literally, I look at the message and I'm like, why did they write out all of the ha-has? Like,
And I was just like, is this one of those trolls that you were talking about?
the people who troll me on the internet do a lot better than this, honestly.
Okay, so yeah, just another thing to add to our list of weird stuff that we get to deal with.
Is it just me or is today like really heavy? Like, it seems like a lot of weird stuff is going on.
All right. So we'll say it's like 6 o'clock. It's just going dark. You've gone back to your study / lab / secret dungeon mystic room, Danny.
Yeah, also known as my grandfather's house.
Yep. Does it look like your sort of stereotypical wizard's alchemical lab, or is there something that's different about it?
Well, he has taste, thank you very much. He has better taste than that no-account necromancer's son of his, arraying mystical artifacts and cursed artifacts everywhere. No, he has some very tasteful, posh furniture. And then he has just the room filled with pagan sacrifices over in the back.
Jolly good. Okay. All right. So if you want to roll investigate a mystery, well, actually, no, it's use magic if you want to try and trace where this thing come from, or if you want to find out more about the creature itself, you can roll investigate a mystery. Depends what you want to do.
Oh, you know what? Actually, there is a specific move when I go to my mentor for resources. So probably I am investigating it, but my grandfather is there just like watching over my shoulder, judging silently, shaking his head every few minutes.
Yep.
And I'm going to roll plus sharp, and this is my mentor move. Let's see here. And it's an 11. Oh, no, a 12. So on hit, you get an answer to my question, no problem. Which is, I guess, about what exactly how exactly is my uncle doing all this from beyond the grave?
He's not. This thing was sent by a wizard with similar magic, but it's not from your uncle. But it was specifically targeted at you, so they got some of your hair, blood, skin, or whatever using sympathetic magic. So, yeah. Either that guy or one of his minions has been in your house to get that stuff.
Oh, okay, good. Because I was thinking this was creepy even by Uncle standards. Like, why
All right.
was it he always came to my birthday parties and just glared at me silently?
Necromancers. Now, do people want a bio break, or are you going to keep rolling? Or
Yeah, I'd be good with taking a quick break at this point, but
no, that's going to do 5 minutes.
Okay.
All right, Joel, you back?
Yep, I'm back.
Yep. Without the camera eyes, I have to check.
Yeah.
So good. Alrighty. So, you're going to check out the rats, that's right. So, how are you checking out the rats? Are you climbing on top of buildings and looking down, or are you walking down along alleys? Are you going to chuck some food out and see what comes out, or?
I think that once we get there, like, I'm definitely gonna, don't worry, I'll check it out. And kind of like, run off from Ava the second that we like get there, which is one of my powers. So whenever you go off by yourself to check out somewhere or something scary, mark experience.
Yeah.
Puts me at 5.
Monaco just charges off, and Ava just puts her head in her hands, like, oh, God damn it. This again. And then starts following after her.
Okay. Danny, we'll say you come up for your meal, your dinner, and there's a lot of noise in the adjoining area. They're doing a shoot for time team, so they're digging up the yard. It's making a lot of noise.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ava, you see, let's say, 20 rats sort of converging on Monaco's location. What are you doing?
Kind of seeing them get closer, she'll try and like whisper, shout to Monaco, like, Monaco, behind you, giant frickin'
It's kind of
rats.
on all sides.
Oh, gotcha. In that case, she would probably like pull out her shotgun, kind of knowing it does like more of a spray, and is like, sweetie, get back.
She turns around like, huh? And then like sees the things. Like, this is probably a good time for Monaco to try to read a bad situation with my sharp.
Cool bananas. All right. Roll plus sharp.
Is that something I can attempt to help with and like try and point out where the rats are all coming from?
Yes. Narratively, you already are helping with it, so feel free to roll plus cool.
Okay, cool.
I got a 7 on that anyway, so even with help, it wouldn't bump me up.
Yeah.
That's good, because I only got a 4.
Good news. Mark experience points. Okay.
But yeah, on a 7 to 9, I get to hold 1.
Yep.
Let's see here. And then... my question is, what's most vulnerable to me right now?
Probably Ava, because more than half of them sort of went towards her. She stepped forward.
Well, yeah, but it's vulnerable to her.
Yeah, to Monaco.
Yep. Your weakness at this point would be Ava, because she's about to get a huge pile of rats.
No,
dumped on
not
her.
what is her vulnerability, but what is vulnerable to like being.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, they're big, ugly rats, but they do just to be rats, so fire should scare them off.
See, okay. What's in the area? Like,
Or lots of noise if you want to bang, two metal things together or something. It's an alley intersection.
okay, yeah. So I think that ooh, okay. So yeah, that's actually what I'm gonna do is like I see Ava like becoming quickly surrounded by the rat things, and like we've grown close recently, and so something inside me just like snaps, and I reach out a hand and I'm like, no, and then that's when my telekinesis fires off.
Okay.
So let's try this with my +1 weird. Roll. Ooh, so that's an 8 with my +1 is a 9. So let's see here. On a 7 to 9, you succeed, but choose one option and mark 2 harm. Oh, shoot. Okay. Yeah. So my option is that one of the rats catches fire, which because something catches fire is one of the telekinesis options.
Yep.
And then let's see here. Then I'm also gonna like what happens is like blood starts to like pour from my nose as if I like just had like a massive nosebleed. And I
Okay. I thought maybe a bunch of things move around and some of the debris hits you, sort of thing.
So
some of that harm could be from stuff bouncing around the alley.
that's fine too. I just love the idea of like the whole like Stranger Things, like using my powers like causes.
Yep. All right.
I'm really hurt.
Hang on, I'm just going to put my dog out.
I mean, don't forget that you have luck.
Oh yeah. I guess I haven't played the system before.
You're muted if you're talking to us.
I said, oh yeah, I should use that. So actually, I'd like to go back a little bit and say that I used luck to push that telekinesis to a 10.
Oh. All right. So are you chucking around the rats? Are you chucking around debris in the alley against the rats? Or are you going to set them all on fire sort of thing?
But, yeah, I think that like probably what it is I probably like a dumpster and like maybe like a ladder from like a fire escape like just gets ripped off hinges and they slam together into one of the rats, and like the like in addition to like smack like just crushing this thing, like they strike and like alight the carcass of this particular rat.
Yep. And the smell and the clanging, the rats go, and they'll start to scamper away. There's still about 6 around diving towards Ava. Ava, what are you doing?
Kind of like where the dumpster flew to. She's gonna kind of try and dive behind the dumpster to put it between her and the incoming rats.
So you're doing act under pressure. Sounds like roll plus cool.
Okay. Okay, so 7 total.
Okay. You can avoid getting bitten, but they've kind of pinned you into a corner, or you can get bitten, but you've still got different ways to get out of that area.
Okay. I will avoid getting bitten, but I kind of realize like where I thought I could escape to is blocked off by more
Garbage
debris.
bins and dumpsters and stuff. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We'll cut back to Danny, and Danny's watching or reading what?
So, to clarify for me, where am I now?
You're at home.
Okay.
You've just had dinner.
Okay. I mean, I think if I was like finishing the research, I would have just gone home and had dinner. But I probably would have at least texted someone about, hey, not my uncle, just someone pretending to be my uncle for some weird reason.
All right. Because I think they established it was a group chat thing last time. So, yeah, they get that tweet while they're in the alley. Dear. Okay. All right. So there's still some rats leaping towards. No, they're avoiding Monaco now, but there's still like 4 going for Ava. Monaco, what are you doing?
Yeah, so Monaco is super afraid for her cousin and pulls out that cricket bat and just like tries to jump in and go to town on like whatever like rat is the closest.
All right, I've got to go and let my dog back in now. Just a second, but roll that.
Big numbers.
I'm gonna keep it just because the fact that it's like Snake Eyes is just demands that something that happens.
Okay, how'd you go?
I got Snake Eyes, and the fact that it's Snake Eyes means that I, as a player, am going to keep it because fate is just demanding that something bad happen.
I think Ava's got enough to get an advancement as well. Okay. All right. So you get one of the big rat things. Now the rats, the body is about 1 foot long, and their front claws are quite large, and the eyes look more like human eyes, which is pretty freaky, I think, to most people. So you get one of them right on the meat of the bat. Unfortunately, the other 3 all bite you for 1 point of damage each. So if you've got armor, that would be fine. But otherwise, yeah, 3 points of damage. You must be a bit beat up at this point.
Just to let everyone know, I'm at 5 of 7 damage.
Yep. And these things stink. They are not clean. Ava, what are you up to?
Kind of as like she sees Monaco try and save her and get bit and attacked by some rats, she'll get in close to try and help out too and pull out the what was it? The big like hunting knife that she has.
Yep.
And try and do the whole in action movies where like something's about to jump for someone and it just gets stabbed into a wall at the last second. Do her best at that.
Okay.
So and that would be kicking some ass probably.
Yeah. Roll
Okay.
plus tough.
So I got an 8 for that.
Okay, did you inflict harm on each other? So you would stab one that was going for Monaco, a different one bites you instead.
Okay. And I deal 1 harm.
Yeah. They don't have a huge amount of health or whatever, so that's fine. That'll kill that one. So you've killed like 5. At this point, they're going to start buggering off. You can kill some more or just let them go. It's up to you.
I think we'll cut our losses, kind of beaten up and bruised.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you would notice on your phones you got a message from Danny.
Yeah, so she'll look at me. Another necromancer? How many of these damn things are there?
And you would probably notice Monaco is quite wounded.
Yeah, so technically I'm in unstable territory. So unstable injuries will worsen as time passes. So it's probably a great time to attempt to get out of here, which is why I think I'm going to use the move that I just took, which is let's see here. Let's get out of here, which is if you can protect someone by telling them what to do or leading them out, roll plus 3. Oh, I thought there was a different escape move. I think I'm gonna try that one anyway, just because, like, I'll play with it in the station. Yeah, so it's like I think that like bruised and bloodied, Monaco just really needs to get out of here and sees that like maybe you could take them, maybe you couldn't, but like has probably kind of like pushed her way through and is like was like running down the alley, and as she runs by you, she tries to like grab your hand and like yank you along, and wants to protect you by saying like there's no point, like if there's this many, there's probably more somewhere else. We need to get out of here. So I'm trying to protect someone by telling them what to do or leading them out, and I'm going to try to roll plus charm instead of tough. So that's a 7, but I'm going to go ahead and burn another luck too.
Okay, then. Yeah, no, you don't need to burn the luck because the thingies are starting to scamper off anyway. I can just let you have a higher tier in that case. That's fine. That makes sense for you to do that and get out of there. So you're out of there. Are you going to go to a hospital, or have you got like a first aid kit in your car or something, or you're going to text Danny for help? I don't know.
Yeah, she'd probably go to her car and has like a basic first aid kit, nothing actually effective, that she'll just like slap some gauze on some of your open wounds, just like put your hand there and I figure this out. Do you know, is Danny good with this sort of thing? Should we go to him? Should we go to a hospital?
I'm just like I'm looking down at like what are I'm assuming are like giant like bite wounds in me, and I'm just like, I was attacked by a dog when I was a kid and they need to stitch it up, so I don't think that like Danny's gonna be able to help. I need to go to hospital.
Okay, I'll get you there. And she'll head off to the hospital, kind of trying to send a text to Danny to explain kind of what's going on. She would probably...
Oh, gee, what hospital?
And she'll say like probably one that she's been to before, who like...
They're discreet.
Yeah. Like with enough money, they'll look the other way.
Yep.
She would probably grab like one of the rat carcasses and like throw it in the trunk for Danny to look at later. It's like, he does that weird stuff. He'll know what to do with it.
Yep.
And then she's just
Thank you.
looking at
Thank you.
towards the
That's
hospital.
clearly that is clearly. Well, I guess Danny's dissecting it.
Yeah.
Okay. You go to the hospital and they'll bandage her up so you can bring your harm back to 4 of 7. So you're stabilized. They'll disinfect your wounds so you shouldn't get infected.
Yeah.
Turns out David wasn't lying about the big rats.
Who knew?
Yeah. But when you threw it in the trunk, it's definitely not a regular rat. The front paws are definitely more human-like, as were their eyes.
Oh. Yeah, she throws it in the trunk, kind of takes a second to look at it, and she's like, Jesus, that's weird. Like slams the trunk shut. Yeah, and she's probably like, while Monaco's like kind of resting in the hospital room after getting stitched up, she has like a cup of coffee from one of the hospital vending machines.
It's
like,
awful.
Oh,
it's awful.
She's like, so how are you feeling?
And like she's got her phone and she's just like looking at her face and she's like, I'm not going to be able to post photos for like 3 weeks.
She's like, oh my God. Yes, but luckily you're alive.
Luckily it's not going to scar.
Yeah, that too. I mean, scars do wonders for street cred though. Just ask small Timmy, like no one makes fun of him for his height.
Stars are gonna like lose me like thousands of followers.
Yes.
No, well, there's none from the neck up. So, yeah, that's all stuff you can conceal
I can
easily.
Photoshop shoulders. It's okay.
All right, so I'm guessing Danny was on the way. Going to meet them at the hospital. Doesn't have to, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, what happened? Were you sworn by werewolves? Ghouls? Vampires?
Rats.
I brought stuff.
And she like reaches for the bag and she's like rooting through it. Like, what did you put in this bag?
Wolfsbane, some garlic injections, the general stuff you'd use to prevent transmission.
And then she like looks down at the bag and then she looks back up and then she's just like, I just wanted a candy bar. And like pushes the bag in.
Not that Ava's like, oh Jesus, I'll give you two some privacy, and like goes out to get Monaco a candy bar and let him talk about stuff.
Yeah, I think that like Monaco probably just like fills you in. It's like, so there were these giant rat things, and Ava's got one of them in the trunk, and I don't know if they're werewolves or were-rats or whatever you want to call them. They seemed more like normal rats. Like they were like I guess like in the movies they make like were things look more like people with animal things. These looks like animals with people things.
This episode title there. Alrighty.
So probably now would be a good time for you to investigate a mystery by analyzing my bite marks or, like hearing about my testimonial.
That's a better title. Analyze my bite marks.
If this were Monster Hearts, I would be able to heal by having you like tenderly and suggestively look at my wounds.
No, I know. Yeah, I guess Daddy does blush and takes a look over your wounds.
All right.
Although you're like at the hospital at this point, so hopefully they're bandaged up.
Yeah, they'll be bandaged up on that. But you can still roll investigate mystery by talking to them about sort of what happened and contrast that with what you know and what you've read and stuff.
Yeah, we can do that.
It is still a TV show, so there was definitely a moment where it's like the gown came off the shoulder. You saw like the bite mark with the stitches and everything. Yeah, like very like Buffy kind of like sexual tension kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ava starts to walk in at that point, sees what's going on, walks back to get another candy bar.
That is a 7.
All right, so yep, can hold one from investigate a mystery. Yeah.
I guess I am sort of returning to what sort of creature is this now?
Again, this is another one not from this planet. It's
okay, so it's neither rats like people or people like rats. It's
people that turned into rats because they were warped by another reality.
Okay.
They are a evidence of a warning that some things beyond the normal world you just shouldn't mess with. This is what happens. This is your brain on magic.
So has your like sister been like experimenting in extra dimensional research lately? Because that would help explain a lot here.
Did you mention the telekinesis stuff to Danny, or did you left that out? Or
I have specifically not mentioned that, and also I'm pretty sure there was a very awkwardly quiet car ride where Ava and Monaco definitely did not talk about it.
Oh yeah. Like every time Monaco went to like move her hands to do something, Ava kind of just like sharp-eyed over, like, what's going on? Like, no, that's normal. That's normal.
I think sometimes when she moves her hands when she's in the hospital bed, sometimes the machines just sort of blip and blank out for a second and then come back on. All right, Ava comes back. A judicious time later with several candy bars.
It's like an unnecessary amount of candy bars. I didn't know what you wanted. I've got Butterfinger, I've got Twix, I've got Snickers, I've got just like every single thing, and just gives like one of each to Danny and Monaco.
Yeah.
Monaco like reaches over and like takes one of the ones that you gave to Danny like back to her, and it's like unwraps it and just like glares and like takes a bite.
So you haven't been experimenting in extra-dimensional research, have you, Ava? Because that would explain a lot. Because apparently this was a warning from something beyond this dimension.
Just like the blankest look, extra dimensional.
And I don't know why
butt
it would be
here.
coming after either of you.
I don't think that's a course at University of Manchester, so
I mean, unless it's a rival gang encroaching on our turf, no.
Well, this is like a rival gang encroaching on someone's turf, except between dimensions.
Oh. I mean, when we've had that issue, you know, in our own dimension, we just kind of went and dealt with them. Do you know, like,
Wait,
where
you were in
their
a
turf is
gang?
at?
like Monica deadpans like,
Yeah, it was just kind of like, oh, honey. Remember the nightclub that you came to and helped me with that werewolf?
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't you think the bouncers were a little heavily armed for a normal nightclub?
Well, I don't really go to nightclubs, so I was just assuming that was the usual thing.
And she kind of gives you a like look up and down. It's like, I never would have guessed. And it's like, well, yes, dear. You know, I'm a part of a gang. That is, you know, why Monica always says I'm the black sheep of the family. I'm literally the black sheep of the family.
Oh, so those alternative car sales you've been running out of the warehouse.
Yeah, you're not going to want to tell your family about
Okay.
those.
Okay.
Don't worry, though. Serial numbers are filed off.
Okay.
Monica's just like on her third candy bar at this point, just, like, watching this whole thing.
All right. Monaco gets a call. It's from a lady called Isabel. She's a reggae singer. Sorry, not Monaco. Ava. Ava's the nightclub owner, isn't she?
Yep.
Ava gets a call from a lady called Isabel. She's a reggae singer. She wants to do a gig in your nightclub in about 3 nights' time, if that's possible.
Okay. Yeah, she had kind of like step out the room for a second, send back like, yeah, that's, you know, wonderful, darling. Like, have your people talk to my people. We'll discuss rent and like show what you need, any pyrotechnics.
Yep. Well, yeah, none of that stuff. She's just a reggae singer with an acoustic
fair.
guitar. So, well, no, she'll know acoustic. She'll have other stuff. But, yeah.
Mhm. We'll talk
All right.
advertising, put up some posters.
Yep.
And then she like gets back inside after talking about like business and setting up a show, hangs up the phone, and then immediately goes to like, okay, so how do we deal with these goddamn rats? Is there a way we can track them? I mean, we know where we were attacked at. We could try and follow them. Is there like a normal place where these extra dimensional things come out?
Well, if they're like hanging around your if they're hanging around your place, maybe with that rat and this goo, we might be able to try to triangulate it.
And Ava's just kind of nodding along, like no idea what any of this stuff means. She's just like, yeah, triangulate it. Let's do that. I like that. Sounds like a good word. What do you need to triangulate it? What do you need from me? What can we get?
Do you think you could use that note from the pigeon?
Oh yeah, I don't think you saw the note yet. Terrible penmanship. I think so.
You could, because there is intent on it, so that would count for sympathetic magic. Yes.
So like Monaco, like, you know, opens up her like phone case, which is also a wallet, and then like pulls out the note, which had been like folded into this like little little tiny square, and then like unfolds it and like gives it over to Danny.
And Danny just reads it through all out loud, going like, ha 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 ha.
On each ha, Ava's just kind of like, yep, yep. It keeps going.
Yeah, ha 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 ha.
Oh my god, just say LOL.
Okay.
Yeah, and I guess would this be like a case of either use magic or doing big magic?
It would be use magic, but again, you'd need to be back at your base because you're not going to carry around all your stuff with you. You carry some of it, but
yeah, we'll have to go back to my place. I hope the bees are down for the night.
Yeah. Do you need a ride? How did you get here?
Oh, I got here on my Vespa.
it's working really well.
They fixed the carburetor.
Oh, wonderful. Those are industrious bees you have there. And she's just kind of like wrap her head around all this stuff. You got yourself a nice bee cult.
Okay. So you're going to head back to Danny's and let Monaco rest here, or you're going to take her home, or?
Yeah, Ava would probably stay with Monaco like until she's out of the hospital.
Yeah. They say you can stay here the night or you can go home, but either way you need to rest up. It's up to you because you're an adult. So
they would probably Monaco would probably like be outpatient on this just because like a hospital stay would be exorbitantly expensive.
No worries.
Well, this is the UK.
Yeah, I was about to say like, wait, that's a very American concern.
Yeah.
But I also just like the idea of like Monaco being at home, like alone, like with like trying to explain like how she got mauled by dogs to her parents or something.
Well, you know, Samantha, she has those 13 chihuahuas that she's always doing selfies with.
I hate Samantha.
Okay. Is Ava staying with Monaco, or is she going with Danny, or is she going to do her own thing? Or
She'd probably like give Monaco a ride to her parents or to her house with more of the same kind of awkward, quiet car ride. And then be okay, good luck. You know, let me know if you need anything.
Do you actually like take me to the door, or do you like drop me off around the corner so my dad doesn't see you?
Definitely drop you off around the corner. Like she probably pulls up, stops around the corner, and just sits there and thinks for a bit, like, does she risk going up to the front door? And in that time, you just get out.
Yeah, like just rolls her eyes. I'm like, oh. It's like they're gonna find out eventually.
And she's like, I mean, you know, I should really get going. I'll just let you off right here. You know, this is fine.
Like that fight was between your dad and my dad. Like we are allowed to be friends.
I think as you're walking up the driveway, you kind of absentmindedly sort of flick your hand, the letterbox opens, some letters slide out.
And like to the point where like she's coming into this so quickly that like she just like picks the letters up and then like keeps walking in the box like slaps shut, and then she just looks through it and doesn't realize what has happened at all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. As like Ava kind of sees it and is like, oh, like I'm just process that later. First things first. And she'll like drive to Danny's since she has the carcass of the rat in her trunk.
Okay. All right. So as soon as you get there, the bees are like, why are you bringing that here? Not safe for hive.
She's just like, Danny, dear, your bees are being particularly confrontational right now.
So Ava can
Oh yeah, don't worry, it's dead. It's
I
dead.
think she doesn't hear them, but they're just kind of like buzzing in her face. And she's
Yeah,
like, I
whatever.
don't know
Yeah.
what you want.
Don't worry, guys. This is a friend
They're not
carrying
worried
a
about
dead
her.
rat.
It's the rat they're worried about. They're like, not safe.
What has you worried?
Not safe. Not Earth.
Yeah, we're working on making certain that all the not Earth things get back to where they belong. Don't worry.
Clever queen. Good queen.
Okay, I'll go. I'll just go back to your binge watch. I'll join you for some of that later.
They're on to the Sopranos now.
Ava's
Okay.
just kind of standing there with her hands out, like, is it safe? Are the bees appeased? Are they happy
Oh yeah,
now?
they understand.
Okay. Like unnecessarily loud. Thank you, bees, for giving me safe passage.
Okay. So you go in.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you want to use magic to try and figure out where these things are coming from, or like if it's a portal, is it a wizard sort of thing? Is that it, or are you doing something else?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where all these things are coming from.
Okay. So roll use magic.
Okie dokie. And that is a 8. It works imperfectly. Choose your effect and a glitch.
That's the effect is where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a house on the west side of town. It's coming from that direction. You get
Yeah, I think it probably draws immediate unwelcome attention. That seems the natural thing to happen here.
Okay.
There's whatever in that house, like it sees me seeing.
You feel like you're being watched, which when you first learned to do sort of scrying, yeah, it's that sensation.
Oh, you know, like when you wiretap someone, but then they wiretap you back. It's kind of that.
As Ava's like, see, now you're speaking my language. Okay, so do we need to like, and she makes air quotes, like sweep for bugs? Do we need to like?
Oh, and I kind of look over at the other room. Don't use that phrase around these.
And she kind of like panickingly looks back at the bees like, gotcha. Okay, so the listeners know that we're on to them. Should we, is this a like act fast situation? Should we just get in there, hit them hard, assert our turf?
I mean, I feel like whatever is going to happen, they know we're coming now, and we need to we need to move before they decide to escalate things. Where's Monaco right now? I'm sure there's nothing coming after her.
You dropped
She's
her off
fine.
at her place.
We shouldn't run any speed limits to see her, just to check for all the stuff that's not coming after her. I'm sure.
So you're jumping in the car and speeding over to Monaco.
It's very like controlled, just a little over the speed limit.
Yeah, that's sounding like act under pressure.
Okay.
Is Ava normally the driver in her day job?
I think she's normally like the fixer, like she's selling stuff, and like I assume a lot of like sales and deals happen at the nightclub under kind of pretense of like having a drink.
Yeah.
But like in this situation, it's kind of been where like she's the one with the vehicle that's not an actual Vespa. Like she can drive people to and from places.
Okay. It's
you have a vehicle that's capable of going above the speed limit, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that can sit more than like one person. So that is a 9, and it was act under pressure, you said?
Yes.
10 then.
Okay, so you break the speed limit, don't set off any speed cameras, and get back to Monica's place. It's only been like 90 minutes since you dropped her off. What's Monica doing at this point?
She's like up in her room, which is like probably the attic room of like the house that she lives in with her parents, and is like scrolling on her phone while like random bits and bobs have started to like float in the air around her, and she doesn't notice it. Is something coming to get me?
Yeah,
No, it's all quiet. Danny and Ava rock up.
Would be a great time for you to try to knock on the door and say hi to my father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of pull up, and like same thing, like from around the block, Ava just kind of stops, and she's like white knuckling the steering wheel. She's like, "Okay, things look fine here. Should we go?" Like just not wanting to go inside.
Well, yeah, 25%. If we're not seeing anything now, they're probably all already dead, been gruesomely murdered.
Comforting. I think Monica's father sort of wanders outside in a dressing gown and a pipe, and he's just sort of having a relaxing smoke out the front.
Oh, okay, good. Still alive. Unless they're doppelgangers. That might still be a thing.
Ava just like pulls Danny down and like ducks under to like trying to hide from Monaco's dad, and she's like, "What the fuck do you mean doppelganger?"
Good impulse. Might be dangerous.
So Monaco's dad will sort of wander over and tap on the window.
So he probably sees like Ava and Danny like leaning forward, possibly like out of context weird.
He's like, "You can't park here. This is a nice neighborhood." And then Ava, what are you doing here?
And she's like, let's see, did we establish what Monaco's dad's name is?
Don't think you did.
No. I know, Derek.
Okay. She'll speak. Oh, Derek, it's so good to see you. We were just driving through, enjoying the scenery. How have you been? I forgot you lived here. That's right.
We were just randomly parked in front of
Yeah.
somehow of your house.
Yes. I was just having my evening pipe.
Wait, but this is Monaco's house, right?
And Ava just
Yes. Do you know my daughter, young man?
Oh yeah, we fought this necromancer together.
and Ava tries like
I'm sure you did.
easily
Is this
cover-
on that is this on that Minecraft game the kids are playing these days?
Yes, it's all the rage with the youths. You know, they love their necromancer Minecraft. And then she kind of like looks around and tries and act like she just realized, like, I suppose this is Monaco's street, isn't it? So weird.
All right, well, come in. I'll let her know you're here. And he sort of puts his pipe in and wanders back into the house.
And she's just like, cool, that'd be great. As she like gets out and kind of like motions for Danny to follow. Like, well, we're in this.
Should I grab my sword?
I'm thinking something a little bit more low key. They're car salesmen. They're not necromancers.
Okay, I'll get the crossbow.
All right. Her dad yells out, Monica, your Minecraft friends are here.
And like she like puts down her phone and like all of the objects like set back down on the table. It's like Minecraft. And then just like thinks about it for a second. It's like, oh. Like, there's only like one person who would have said something like that. And I like go downstairs and I like, Dad, don't tell people I play Minecraft. I don't.
And he starts making himself a sandwich in the kitchen. He's wandered off.
And then it's just like, what are we all doing here?
And Ava's like, oh, we were just in the neighborhood and thought we'd chat about Minecraft. And then leans in. And it's like, when Danny did his things that he does,
Oh my God, just come upstairs. And then she like turns and like walks up the stairs rather than like trying to like have you say this and like half speak.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Dad, my friends are coming upstairs.
Yeah, and we'll head upstairs and follow. She's like,
Yeah.
He was fine with it. He wasn't weird about it.
I told you he wouldn't be. It's your dad that he doesn't like.
Huh. Okay. Okay, and then she'll like, when we get in the room, shut the door, draw the curtains, try and like listen, go to Danny. I don't think this place is bugged.
You don't feel like you're being watched anymore. That sensation's gone.
Okay, short of it is that we might have clued whoever's coming after us in on the fact that we know where they are, and they might be sending something to kill us all.
So you came here to guard me?
I kind of peer at you for a second, like, yeah, probably not a doppelganger in my head.
Sees you like looking weird at me and just like sits up and like adjusts my shirt and cuts my hair a little bit.
We're very good at this, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, and I like look out the window, make certain that there is not a horde of rats or a blob outside your window.
And then
No.
as I see you all doing this, I'm just like, well, if we know where it is, then why don't we just go to it?
I'll point out 2 of you have 3 or more harm at the minute.
Yeah.
That's okay. Hey, Danny can still get beaten up.
With your 0 tough.
Okay.
I do deal more damage even though I have 0 tough. But no, yeah.
So I guess I do have like a question then. Like, so since our harm is so high, I guess like how does harm heal in this game? It's been a lot.
Yeah, it's usually between adventures or whatever. But we can just say if you rest overnight, you get rid of 1 point.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess at that point, like she's like, why don't we just go get it? And then like winces a little and like realizes, oh yeah, I'm kind of tore up right now.
Okay.
I mean, I could try doing something. It's a little bit awkward, and I kind of blush. Like there are spells for it, and I blush more.
Spells for what?
For healing.
Oh.
Oh, perfect. Why don't we just do that and then go and, push them off our turf? Deal with them, as they say.
Oh, well, yeah, you know it was a place in the west side of the city because you kind of traced them before.
Monaco's all like, actually, like Monaco leans in. It's like, would they reduce scarring? And like that's like she's very down to have you like cast a spell on her to heal her, especially if it means that you will reduce like whatever blemishes might result from letting them heal naturally.
Well, yeah. Like, I don't know that there are glitches that have things like problematic side effect. I think that that's probably not worth talking about right now.
So you're going to try and use magic to heal her.
Yeah. So, like, it requires skin-to-skin contact.
And you have to put on a record of Unchained Melody. Oh, sorry. Is Ava going to find an excuse to leave the room, or is she going to stand there? Or
Isn't Ava also trying to get healed too?
Yeah, I think like she doesn't realize kind of the context of what's going on. So she's just standing there like waiting her turn, like looking at what's all going on.
It's almost like a shot-for-shot recreation of that like scene in the hospital. It's like lowers the like now it's just an oversized like button-up shirt and like lowers the shirt to like show like the bandaged shoulder and everything.
Oh, right. And I guess I put my hand on and let's make this use magic roll and see if
I think even to someone as oblivious as Danny, he would have to realize at some point, hey, there's a beautiful woman in front of you. Alrighty. Roll plus weird.
that is a 9.
Oh, good. So you want to heal?
Yeah.
You can burn a luck if you want. It's up to you.
Yeah, I think I don't want to like get Monica.
You want to make a good impression. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take 1 harm, ignore armor. I'll spread the harm around a little bit so that we're not all like near death. Yeah, I think I like start bleeding like from my like rune tattoos a little bit. Huh, well, that worked. Okay, that's just phlegm, not blood. I'm fine.
So you didn't use luck. You were happy to just
you're
go
muted.
for it.
Yeah, like Monaco like pulls away the bandage, and like you can see that the skin is like it's like white and a little raised, but like that it's like it'll like definitely not scarring.
Then Ava just kind of sits down like right next to her on the bed. Okay, my turn. Here's where I got hurt. And she just starts like pointing out, like I think her harm is from getting thrown into like a wall at the warehouse last session. So she probably just has like black and blue marks all along her rib cage.
No.
So she just like lifts up her shirt, points at it. Like,
Oh,
there we go.
right. Oh, okay. And I kind of really awkwardly put my hands there.
Monaco like looks away and like takes a little huff, like.
Okay. Roll
That
for it.
is that is 6, 8.
All right. So normally I choose a glitch.
Oh, is it? It
Yeah.
says it says in here. It just says choose an effect and glitch. Like it doesn't
Yeah, and it
say
says
the
the
GM.
keeper will decide what the glitch has.
Oh,
I don't want you to say
sorry
harm
then.
again. No, that's fine. You can do the last one. That works. I'm going to say for the next day, Ava and Danny can hear each other's thoughts.
Oh, I think it's that like you choose. Okay, never mind. Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but Ava still gets the healing, of course.
Okay. And that was 3.
Yes.
Cool.
All right. So, yes, it's like 10 at night by now. What is Ava thinking?
Now she's probably like thinking like, okay, so we're healed, we're in a better place. Now's the time to like hit back since they hit us, hit them harder. She's kind of going through like who can she call, who like has a gun and won't ask questions.
Yeah, Danny, you're picking up all of this.
Yeah, she's making like plans basically of like, okay.
Wait, how many people with guns do you know?
And it's just another like, oh, honey. More than enough. Just like how Monaco has her Instagram followers, I have people too. Like, we're good.
What is Danny thinking about?
I mean, if like guns are this easy to come by, why do we only use swords and crossbows?
As if it's just like, I can show you a whole new world.
Yeah, Monaco, there's 2 people are in your room at 10 at night. Are you just going to have a slumber party, or are you going to try and find an excuse to kick them out, or?
I mean, I definitely think that my dad's probably not going to let a boy stay over, even though I'm 22. So, like, I'm assuming at some point, like, he'll come up and like knock on the door. It's like your friends need to, or like, at least your male friend needs to go now.
It'll probably be, hey, there's a guest room down the hall if you need it. and then sort of look at you all and then walk out.
Yeah, and I think that like Monaco's plan is probably like, if all three of us are here and we're under the same roof, we know that this thing is like wounded, at least from what happened with our fight earlier. Like at least we attacked the rat things, then maybe it's okay to spend the night and like rest up and give me a break. Like looking at like some of the bandages that are still on there. And so her suggestion is that we sleep and then go after it in the daytime when there are greater advantages of things like light and energy.
All right, are Danny and Maeve staying in the guest room, or?
Yeah, I guess that's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you have a good night's sleep. You can take away your harm, Monaco. Okay. All right, ding. Next day.
Could we take a quick bio break?
Sure. So 5 minutes.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Sounds
All right,
good.
cool.
Hello.
Alrighty. Joel, are you back?
Yep, I am back.
Oh, it's just Stephen we're waiting for. No worries. Okay. Yeah, the next morning, the sun's up. Bit of a cool breeze, but it's not too bad a day. You all had a good night's sleep. What are you doing?
Ava will probably go back into Monica's room with like breakfast or whatever and be like, your dad made us breakfast. Like he's being very nice. It's weird.
She like rolls over and then like instantly grabs her phone and starts looking at it. It's like, yeah, Dad's great. I don't know why you took so long to like come in and say hi.
So I was texting some friends last night, if we do this during the day, we'll have daylight, but it is going to, make some noise. It'll be a little more conspicuous, so they might not be able to help out.
And she's just like, and she's like, she gets up, she stretches, and she's like, I'm feeling so much better, and I can kick some ass any time of the day.
All right. So you there's eggs Benedict for breakfast and fresh French stick, and yeah, it's all good. There's coffee and mango and peach juice. It's all freshly squeezed.
We're very bougie.
Ava's used to like crappy coffee and a piece of dry toast. He's like, damn.
No, yeah, the coffee's pretty good. Now, is Danny joining us for breakfast, or did he go home first thing, or?
Yeah, I guess he is.
All right.
It's like super weird having like my monster hunting pals like sitting around the table like while my mom and dad talk about like insurance prices. Talk about like the news or whatever. They're very normal, and then there's just a lot of unnormal over here.
Your mum says something about there's some bees out the front, but don't normally get bees. But
Oh, I'll go say hello to them, and I walk out.
Like Monaco like looks back and forth at her parents. Like, we're trying to like help him out. He doesn't deal with people really easily, and he's in one of my classes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, your mum's got like a croissant on a side plate and takes it out for him.
And then so I turn to Ava and I'm just like, when do your friends want this to happen?
And Ava kind of like glances at your parents and is like, well, my friends are a bit of night owls. They like to stay up late, play some loud music, that sort of thing.
Her dad's like, it's not good for the skin, need vitamin D. At least has some orange juice.
And she just like looks at Dad like, This is my social life we're talking about here. I need to be where the people are.
Fine. I'll go back to the footsie and the Dow Jones. He's reading his paper. Okay.
Yeah, so I think our plan is that we're going to target our target at after nightfall.
So are you going to go somewhere and like lure them to you, or are you going to go for their place?
I think that an uncrowded park in the middle of the night would probably be the best place.
An uncrowded park where?
In the middle of the night, like.
Oh, okay.
I will admit to not knowing what parks in Manchester are like, so.
Yep, I can show you one that's not too far from the nightclub. This is Alexandra Park. There's very few people there at night time.
Yeah, I think that's like I suggest there, and I'd be like, I once did like this.
Go over here, sort of thing.
Shoot there.
Yeah, and as you're talking about like what you did there, Ava's like, yeah, it's good hiding positions, good places to ambush. She's in like that mindset of it.
Like Ava or Monaco looks really quickly at her dad, and like, but he's thankfully like completely into his stocks.
Oh yeah,
he's getting a phone. He's like, shares are down. Just a moment. Enjoy your breakfast, all.
Thanks, Dad. And then like kind of like picks up like the plates and stuff, and takes him to the kitchen and just like shuffles Ava out. It's like, okay, I want him to like you. You need to try.
Yeah, leave before you ruin it. Yeah, Ava's like, thanks, Derek.
All right. Is there anything you're doing before this evening's thing then? Any preparation work? Or we'll start with Danny.
I guess I'm gonna spend some time working to like enchant my sword at least.
You're trying to enchant your sword. Okay. To work against things not from this dimension, I'm guessing you're thinking.
Yeah, and that's one of the effects. It gets +1 harm and plus magic. And remember that there's also this thing that says the keeper may say that, and some other stuff.
Does that use magic or is that big magic?
That's use magic. Big magic starts below.
Yep. Okay, so. All right, roll for that. Because you are sort of taking your time, I can give you a situational +1.
Okay. And that is a 12.
All right, bang! You've enchanted a bonus against extra-dimensional creatures. What sort of sword is this thing? Is this like a little rapier? Is it like Cloud's big buster sword? What's it?
It's not a rapier. I imagine it's more of like a medieval short sword. Like that's the particular one I'm enchanting. I also have a big broadsword that probably is probably too. That probably more swings Danny around than Danny does swing it around, considering that he is basically a waif compared to it.
No worries. All right, Ava. What is Ava doing before that evening?
Before the evening, she's kind of going through her like Rolodex of people she knows and trying to figure out who would make a good crew of people who like would know how to handle themselves, either wouldn't ask too many questions or wouldn't be too freaked out by like weird stuff going on, and is like giving them calls asking to meet.
Yeah, I mean, there's David and Jeffrey. Jeffrey's your brother. They're both happy to beat the shit out of things, but they're not super up on supernatural stuff. But they'll keep their mouths shut, whatever happens.
Perfect. And then with the new move I just took, Friends on the Force, you know, a few cops who can be persuaded to look the other way or do you a favor for certain considerations. You can act under pressure to get in touch with them when you need to divert any law enforcement attention. There will be
so that's sort of after the fact, yeah.
Yeah, so she'll kind of like try and get in touch with them to say, like, you know, just patrol in other areas tonight.
No problems. There's been some stuff down by the river, so we'll look into that.
Mm-hmm. And she'll probably like slide some money to them or like send some money to them and be, you've been.
Well, actually, they having trouble with their car. If you can help them out, put a good word in and get them a decent second-hand car, that would help. That it gets paid super well either, so you know.
Mm-hmm. She's like, I know some people.
Let's have you roll that. What the hell? Roll
Okay.
plus charm for fixer.
Okay. Let me just go to that move. So that is a 9 for fixer. So that's, you know, the only person who can do it, but there's a complication.
I'm thinking you chat with Monaco's dad, and he helps you out with a good car, but he's worried about his daughter, so he'd like you to have a chat with her, get her go to a gym, get some healthy food and stuff. You know, he's worried about her health.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of looks up to you a bit sometimes, so I thought you could friendly persuade her to a more healthier lifestyle.
Yeah, as she's like, oh, absolutely, Derek. I'll definitely, you know, talk to her about living healthier, you know, getting on the straight and narrow, you know, really turn her life around. You know, we'll see if we can do some like yoga together. It'll be fun. You know, just a little gal pal yoga session.
That sounds great. Okay, what is Monaco doing before the evenings?
So I imagine it's like Monaco meets up with her friends. Like she's probably got like a trio of like she's a part of a trio of people who like go around and they probably hit up like department stores and like things like Selfridge and stuff. And like throughout this, you see like her kind of like trying to get the hang of her like new telekinetic power, like that she like small things, just like, you know, like there's that like move that mannequin arm. Like I think it's one of those things where you start to see the divide between her and her friends because like they're off doing their like gabbing and like trying on clothes and stuff, and then she's just kind of consistently in the background like moving a mannequin arm up and down or like sliding like a coffee across a counter as a barista is trying to make it, or like
torment the shit out of cafe people.
She's probably that person, let's be honest. And yeah, just like this like thing where it's starting to show that like the supernatural has started to like put a wedge between her and her friends.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. We'll go to that night. So you're gonna meet for dinner first, or just meet up in the park as soon as it gets dark, or?
Ava would probably have people meet at like the club when it's shut down to kind of get people on the same page, make sure everyone's wearing dark clothes, make sure everyone's armed, have snacks.
Okay.
So my dad said you came to visit him later today.
Yeah. I just, needed some used cars for some friends. If he asks, this is hot yoga that we're doing right now. That should explain any like sweating or strain. So just remember that if you ask any questions, we're doing yoga now.
Sure. I go to yoga regularly. My dad never pays attention, but okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to do yoga sometime?
Ava's like, oh god, no, that sounds exhausting.
All right, so you've all met at the nightclub and just having a sort of chat.
Mm-hmm.
Danny's there as well, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
All right, so you're sort of chatting what you're doing, and you're there with David and Jeffrey. Guy in a suit walks in. Says, excellent. I'm so glad you're all here. The problem is, and then he yells, "You killed my friend!" And he slaps the wall, and there's like a wave of force that comes out. Everybody do act under pressure.
Oh shit.
Which is, crap, where is it? Roll.
Cool.
Plus cool, yes.
Uh, 12 for Ava.
It's the guy that likes all my uncle's dog baby photos on Tumblr.
So what'd you all get?
So I got an 8.
I got a 12.
So the 12, you grab onto something and you're not thrown backwards. The 8, you take 1 point of damage as you are thrown backwards from this wave of force that comes out from his hand. There's a third roll I'm missing here. Who else?
I got a 9.
Okay, right. So same thing. 1 point of damage, you get thrown backwards. This guy in the seat. Danny, actually recognize him. You met him at your uncle's 50th. He's like a friend of your uncle. And now you're all going to pay. Justice has come. He's starting to lose his stuff. Ava, what are you doing?
She kind of shouts like, "None of that weird shit in my bar," and pulls out her shotgun to take a shot at the guy, basically.
Yep. I think David's going to be loading a clip in his gun as well.
Mm-hmm. So do kick some ass, probably.
Yep.
Okay. 4. So
4.
I will burn a luck.
Okay.
And so that after you roll, retroactively change the result to a 12.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, she'll kind of aim at him, like take a shot, kind of the wave of force, like makes it arc wide, and grabs onto something, steadies herself, and takes another shot at him.
All right. So there's a shimmer in the air where the bullet would have hit him. But it was kind of like there was a sheet of glass that you didn't see, and there's now a big crack in it. So you have weakened his shield. Danny, not Danny. David, your crew buddy, blam, blam, blam with his gun. Same thing. Weak cracks in the shield, but it's still up. Danny, what are you doing?
I guess we're just going on a murder spree now, aren't we?
You don't have to. You can get the hell out of there if you want, or you can just, you can read a bad situation if you want to assess things.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna try to do that. I want to figure out what, because I feel like if we kill this guy, just a third person is going to show up and do the same thing.
All right, so read a bad situation, roll sharp. Because maybe you think, I'm missing something. What else is going on here?
Yeah. And that is an 11.
So hold 3. What is my best way in? What is the best way out? Are there other dangers we haven't noticed?
Yeah, are there other dangers we haven't noticed? Is there a third guy?
Yes and no. There's lots of big rats about to come through the windows.
They're not guys, they're just rats. Yeah, and what's most vulnerable to me?
To you, probably the bar itself. It's all just wooden tables and that. You can easily destroy this place.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I assume not just like randomly destroy stuff for no purpose. I mean, like, what's most vulnerable in an actual fight here?
The rats, definitely more than the wizard.
Okay. Yeah, what's the best way to protect victims?
Yeah, either get out of the area or take down the wizard quickly, because he's obviously here for you 3.
Well, okay, I guess I sigh.
We'll
Go
pop
ahead.
over to Monaco. Monaco, what are you doing?
I think the way that I was thrown back is like I was thrown like into a pool table and then like flipped over it and then like landed like gracelessly on the other side of it, and then just kind of did that thing where it's like I put a hand up on it and I pushed myself up and I'm like I just like get really angry looking and I'm just like, I am so tired of that stupid laugh. And she pushes the pool table, but she's gonna do that with her telekinesis to send it like flying at the
Okay.
wizard. What's the damage rate for a pool table?
Okay.
Let's see. So that is well, that's what I get for not clearing the field first. It says it's a 6, but I don't want that, so I'm going to burn another luck to push it to a 10.
All right. So the pool table smashes into him. It shatters the remainder of his shield because that, poured a few bullets into it. And he's he's pinned against the wall. Jeffrey, Ava's brother, sort of leaps on top of the pool table and UFC kicks him to the head, knocking him out. However, that's when all the rats come in, burst in through the windows. Back around to Ava.
Kind of seeing like all the rats come in, she'll
About 20.
she'll kind of like shout at people and point where they're at and just start like trying to shoot them with the shotgun since it's more of a spread shot. Try and take out as much as she can.
Yeah. I won't even get you a roll for that. It's fine. You can take out a couple of that just because they're just rats. They're just, yeah. All right, so you waste a couple. Danny.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if the rats are what's vulnerable to me, I'm gonna bring my sword swinging through this horde.
All right. Just roll a d6.
That is a 4.
All right, so you kill 4 of them. That's easy enough.
Oh, okay.
All right, because they're not super focused, and once the wizard went unconscious, they just kind of burst in, and then they're like, "Oh, what are we doing here?" And the wizard's sort of groggy, but still up and pinned against the wall. Monaco, what are you doing?
I think now would be it's not really an oops. I didn't get to use oops this episode, so I'd love to use that, which is like if you want to stumble across something important, tell the keeper. So if you think that it's not like the appropriate time to trigger that move,
No, that's fine. No, maybe you had like a clay token with like some sort of ancient rat symbol, and it dropped out of his hand when the billiard table smacked into him.
I think I pick it up and I like hold it and I like look at the rats and see if anything happens.
They roll plus weird, and Danny would sort of feel something weird's happening. His spider sense is going off.
That's a 13.
Okay, the rats sort of stop and they all turn and look at you. It doesn't stop Jeffrey and David beating the piss out of them, but
and I'm just like, can y'all like go home?
all right. They scamper out of the walls and start going. And I think to match what you said earlier, blood comes out of your nose. So it was draining to do that.
Yeah, and I just definitely like, I like look at the clay thing in my hand, and I like set it on the bar and like smash it with a glass so that that's not going to be a thing that this sorcerer can use against us anymore.
All right. I think the wizard sort of, no, not like this, and he goes to point his ring at Danny. Danny, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I guess. So where am I, like, position-wise at this point?
Yeah, well, there's tables and chairs all around the club.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna flip a table.
To hide behind or to throw at the wizard?
To hide behind, yeah.
Okay. So that would be act under pressure. Roll plus cool.
And that's a 5.
Okay. The sort of purple energy arcs out from his ring. It hits Danny, and Danny turns into a big patch of bees, but the bees go cluck like a chicken.
I guess I'm going to mark a luck and have that not happen then.
Oh, okay, yeah. You feel yourself started to turn into something else, and then you fight it off. Okay. Ava.
She'll kind of like, as the sorcerer is distracted with, trying to fire that blast at Danny, she'll try and get in closer and like with the butt of her shotgun, like smack him in the face to try and knock him out again.
All right. Yeah, that'd be kick some ass.
Okay. So that was a 7.
All right. He can't really exchange harm, but he looks you deep in the eyes, so he can actually affect you with magic later on if he's still alive and conscious, but you knock him out.
Okay.
All right. You've knocked him out. The rats are buggering off.
Yeah, she just kind of like sighs and tells David and Jeffrey, I think it was, like, just tie that dick up, please. And like goes to behind the counter, grabs some like whiskey and pours it in the glass that Monaco used to crush the amulet, and just like takes a big swig of it.
All right. Monaco, what are you doing?
So are there any current threats right now? Because it seems like the sword's been knocked out, the rats are gone.
Yeah, the rats are bugging off, the wizard's unconscious and now tied up.
It's not really a bad situation anymore. Yeah, I think that's the point where like I go over to the bar and like snatch the glass like from Ava and like like throw it back the rest of it myself. And I turn over to Danny and I'm just like, do you have someplace we can lock him up?
I'm sure Grandpa can find somewhere to put him.
All right. So you escort the wizard back to Danny's ancestral home.
Yeah.
Lock him up. You would have taken his wallet and thus got his address. You're going to check out his apartment, or?
I mean, I assume Danny's not, but I assume that Ava is going over there to loot the place.
What?
Don't have to, but yeah, the option's there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, so you find a weird wizardy ritual chamber in one of the rooms, and you also find a dozen swords, which, when you get looked at, they're dating from 0 AD to 1500 AD. There's also a room with a bunch of pictures which resemble the blob that went for Danny.
Okay. Yeah, she's just sending text to the group and pictures as she's like, take a picture of the weird stuff, pocket some of his like savings that she finds, takes more pictures of the weird stuff.
Yeah, you just get a message back worse than the dog babies.
The swords are worth quite a bit of money, and you probably get 10 grand in like miscellaneous credit cards. And all right. Looks like you've defeated the threat that was hunting you down. What do you think you're doing, sort of epilogue-y, for the next week, Monaco?
There was probably an awkward conversation that happens between Ava and Monaco about, so you have psychic powers now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then it probably does like the Buffy wax philosophical about like, am I human? Am I evil? What makes me different from the things we hunt? Like, probably like, but like, of course, with like the veneer of like Monaco's self-absorption still on top of it. So
like, so far, you do not go around laughing obnoxiously and making villain speeches. So you're in a pretty good place compared to the things we hunt.
She just sends back LOL instead of like ha ha ha. No, but like, yeah, it's
and you know how to abbreviate.
So yeah, there's definitely like a Cordelia kind of energy of like, what does this mean for my future? What about my Instagram followers? Can I like use this to get more Instagram followers?
Ava, what's your sort of epilogue the next couple of days?
She has the like existential conversation with Monaco about like, so like, you can do some shit. That's neat. And then in her own time, she's probably had to like close the bar down for a night or two, as she has like work shirts on, sleeves rolled up, trying to spackle the like shotgun pellet holes in her wall.
Yeah,
and like
you've probably done this before, so yeah.
Yeah.
you know the tricks.
Mm-hmm. She's like, normally she has to clean up some like bullet wounds and some blood. Now she's cleaning up like after effects of magical fights. Like, she's just kind of compartmentalizing in her mind, like, this is normal. This is just like an attempted hit gone wrong. Like, everything is normal.
All right. Danny.
Oh, man, I do just want to say that, like, just some rats start turning up in Danny's place. Yeah, it's
Are
there's
these like friendly
there's
rats or
some
like?
yeah, friendly rats. There's like some political tension between like the rat hive and the beehive for a while, but Danny has to spend like the next week being a mediator between the two factions that now like cohabitate within his apartment.
Yeah.
It's mostly over what they're going to binge watch for the day. Really, that's the main point of contention between the two.
Alrighty. A couple of like a week later, it's been fairly quiet. There's some Instagram pics which didn't happen. They were obviously photoshopped, but it's of Monaco and the Viscount of Manchester, i.e. Danny, in a nightclub, and it's obviously a Photoshop. They're all really sleazily done, but yeah, someone's put some shit up and trying to give you both a bad name. And Ava's out, I don't know, maybe getting some shopping late at night or something, and it's like the camera's from the stalker's point of view. Someone's watching Ava, and two big furry grey objects pass in front of the camera, and then credits. Okay, now end of session stuff. Did you conclude current mystery? Yes. Did you save someone from death? Yes, all of yourselves. Did you learn something about the world? I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Important knew about each other. Monica's got an ordinary family. Danny doesn't. Ava's got some interesting friends. So yeah, 4 points each for that. Before I forget, it is only a 3-shot. Does anyone have anything like a request for next time? It could be, I want to turn into a were-tiger. It could be, I want a shopping mall scene. Anything. Any sort of request you want me to try and weave into the game?
Nothing specific from me. This has been fun so far, just kind of reacting to it as it comes up.
No worries. Anything? What?
I'm just along for the ride.
No worries. No worries. Yeah, it's cool. So we've got some XP. No one's leveled from that. Yeah. Any bits happen you want to highlight? Something someone else did you thought was cool or surprising? Stephen.
Oh, I mean, I do just enjoy how human and down to earth just your rendition of Ava is, Joel. It's just is so entertaining to just like see you like because you're the crooked, but you're also just like you're practically the mundane. You just approach everything in just such a like down to earth manner.
Thank you.
I found that always very entertaining.
Darrow, you want to go next?
Yeah, stars for me. I liked the interactions between Ava and the family. Like, I love those little moments of like, personal growth and like relationship evolution that's happening there. The very monster heartsy like not flirtation scenes between Danny and Monaco were also very enjoyable. Just because this episode felt much more Buffy than like last week, I think. And I like that. That's very much like when I play Monster of the Week, I kind of want more Buffy, less like Supernatural. So not that there's anything wrong with Supernatural, but yeah. So that's like it hit a lot of my buttons. Hit a lot of my like cool things. I enjoyed it. And then as far as like I feel like mechanically I did like I used pretty much all of my moves. We did like the ups and downs of, what happens when the dice make all the decisions. I thought it was a great session.
That's cool. Joel.
Yeah, I just like the kind of growing relationship between like Ava and Monica from like awkwardly distant cousins to kind of more closer, almost like sisterly relationship. Where I think probably like at the end of the week after she got her bar fixed up, she probably texted Monica and was like, "You want to get that yoga session?" Question mark. Then I also liked just kind of Danny's like how Ava and Monica were like, "We're gonna go and like hit the streets and stuff." Like, why don't you go do that nerd stuff? And then, but like Danny is, so good at that. And like when we're going to the family, he was like, "This could be doppelgangers. This could be this. I'll bring my crossbow in to meet the family." Like just the different like viewpoints that they come from.
Yeah, he's a bit Wesley Giles from Buffy. That's right. Alrighty. No, that was good. I can't believe I forgot all the social media stuff, and so bam, no, there it is again. It's all good. Dear. All right, I'll stop the broadcast.